Let's talk about sleep hygiene. I don't think enough people know the right way to function when it comes to sleeping. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, sleep hygiene in general is like a thing that I think consistently comes up. And I definitely think that there's some key things that people tend to forget about. One of the things that really does come up often, I think, in our society and our culture is like technology.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you need to be able to eliminate that at least like an hour before bed.
So what would you do instead?
Well, reading, right? Something like
But what if I use my phone to read?
Well, I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to have to go to the library or a bookstore or something.
Fair enough.
You know? Because, I mean, honestly, like I'm all for using technology, but really, this is not going to work because the light, you know,
Messes with your circadian rhythms for sure.
Exactly. Your brain is getting the signal that it's time to like stay up versus time to wind down.
That makes sense.
So having a consistent bedtime schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I know that kind of can be really hard to keep that up, but I think it can work. Like if you just say to yourself, all right, I'm going to go to sleep between 10 and 11 p.m. every day. I mean, that gives you a whole hour to, you know, kind of have a little leeway with it, but it's still a decent time.
And I think with that also kind of with the like circadian rhythm part, it's not only like not giving yourself light at night, but also not giving yourself light during the day. So actually going out and getting some light during the day, even for a couple minutes, even if you're outside for a minute, you know, with your coffee or whatever, if you work from home, or just step outside for a couple minutes just to make sure that your body gets those kind of routines, just like you saying, like the routine of going to bed on time. This should also be part of your routine, is getting a little bit of like real natural sunlight every day.
Yeah. And what they say, like in like research and things like that, is like keeping your bedroom darker in the evening.
Ooh, and cooler and cooler.
Darker and cooler in the evening, and then like actually having some natural light in the morning so that your body can wake up, right? That's part of sleep hygiene as well.
Right, exactly.
Right. So...
And you have to be able to sleep between, or get into bed and actually like fall asleep between the hours of like 10 and 2. Because if you go to sleep anytime after like 2, 3 a.m., your body's not going to release the hormones that it's supposed to. And you're not actually going to get restful sleep because it's going to be preparing for like waking up. So it's not going to give you those like deep sleep hormones because morning is around the corner. So if you don't get to sleep within that time frame, you're actually really losing out on like that restful reparative sleep.
Exactly. And I think the other thing that I want to mention is not really doing maybe like an exercise or like some kind of strenuous activity right before bed. I think there's a lot of people, I mean, maybe it works for some, but you know, there's people out there that want to work out like right, like in the evening or right before they go to sleep, and sometimes that can be very disruptive to your sleep because you're riled up. You're not winding down. You're all riled up. You're all like, yeah, you know, I'm so cool at the gym or whatever, you know. But it doesn't signal to your brain that you need to like wind down.
And same goes for food. I don't think you shouldn't be eating that late at night in general, just because the whole system, right, just like digestive system slows down when you're sleeping. So you're not actually doing your body any favors by having that late night snack, because then you're putting so much pressure on your body to try to digest this food when it's trying to do all this other reparative stuff to your cells and to your organs and everything. But instead now it's trying to process this food when it's already working on this lower level because you're asleep. So I think that one might be the hardest for me, because I love a good late night snack. That's like, that's bad. I got to stop doing that.
Yeah. But then again, like you can still do that, but maybe like it has to be a little smaller, right? Like you can maybe still eat, but
well, for me, it's fruit. Like I'm obsessed with like snacking on fruit at night, like a watermelon. Again, also not good, because then I wake up having to pee in the middle of the night, and that that disrupts my sleep too. You know,
that in itself is disruptive for sure. And I think one of the last things I want to mention is like what you do in the bedroom, kind of like sleep or be
Intimacy.
intimate.
Yeah.
Right? Like those are the things that you do in the bedroom. Otherwise, if you're like, I don't know, if you're exercising in your bedroom or you're watching a lot of TV
Or doing your homework.
or doing your homework or doing, you know, all of these other
Work.
things or work, that's not going to signal to your brain again that it's time to sleep.
Right. Because there's all these things that you've conditioned your body to believe in that space. So having that be isolated for rest.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think if you take the time to really set that sleep hygiene routine, you will be more successful and more rested in the morning.
Right. And that's the part that's important, right? Is if you're having sleep trouble and not doing anything about it, that's kind of on you, because you really have to try some of these things. Like, give these a shot, see how that works for you. And if you realize like, wow, I'm actually getting some restful sleep. And I mean, the last one I want to mention, I forgot, is the hydrating part, right? Is when you wake up, you want to have that glass of water and you want to make sure you're hydrating throughout the day, because when you're dehydrated, you're also not going to get good sleep. You know, so it's like those basic things that you do throughout your day are really going to impact your sleep, and it all plays in together.
Right, exactly. So try some of these things and let us know how it goes.